So tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are talking about the Democrats again. And I know some of you really don't like that, but yet you're still here. You have some of you who's just really I kind of think you're funny. One of them, ladies and gentlemen, say, I'm auditioning to work with Fox News Channel. Why would I give up my own company? Why would I give up my creative control to go work for the folks? Really? And me as a black man, knowing that is not the route to go. Now, maybe you in life would love to go work for the folks like that. But me, no, I'm a black man that believe in doing for self. I'm a black man that believes the sky's the limit. I'm a black man that believes I should have to leave something for my children. And I know the Democrat Party don't teach you any of that. They teach you dependence on the government. They teach you just to work for the folks, just to have a job that doesn't pay you anything. Work yourself to death, literally. I know they teach you that, but, stay over here long enough and you're going to really pick up on some of this energy over here and why we talk the way we talk. Now, the Democrats, they're worried once again. Now, they were worried yesterday. They worried again today about the black male voter turnout as they campaign for 2024. And some argue the party is failing to reach black males and younger black voters. Now, we discussed younger black voters yesterday, but definitely going to focus on black males. And we definitely going to get into why brothers is not feeling the Democrat Party like that. Now, they say internal party analysis reportedly showed that black male turnout and younger black voter turnout were much lower in certain states in the 2022 midterms. They say the Democrat Party has been failing epically at reaching the demographic of black men. And they say it's sad to say a W. Mondale Robinson, founder of the Black Male Voter Project, is what he said to the media. He said, black men are your second most stable base, overwhelmingly, and yet you can't reach them in a way that makes your work easier. First of all, in order to reach somebody, you have to try. The Democrat Party is not trying to reach black men. See, you can't come to black men empty-handed. You can't say, well, you need to vote because your ancestors. We don't care about that. We love our ancestors, but you trying to use our ancestors to finesse us out of a vote? That's not going to work. You understand? As black men, we are criminalized more than any other group in this country. But yet you have a bunch of men who's committing federal crime coming across the border, and you're literally rolling out the red carpet, putting them in hotels all over New York, and you're doing things in Chicago and all over the country. You're literally honoring criminals because you broke the federal law of the United States. But a black man jaywalk and he can get 12 bullets in his back. But they can break the federal law coming across here because you approve of them to do it. And you don't do nothing to those men. You don't mass incarcerate those men who came across the border breaking the law. What about the men and women who got all these brothels all over these cities throughout America, claiming it's a massage parlor, but they tricking and everybody knows it in those places. They're openly having criminality, but a black man have a blunt in his pocket and he getting himself beat up and going to jail. These people literally running human trafficking rings in all these major cities. And nothing happens to them. If they do go after these people, next week they have another one pop right up in its place. It is a industry of criminality, organized crime, where these people should be getting RICO cases, because that's where RICO come from, right? All this organized crime what these people doing with these massage parlors. But the black man is the one that's most incarcerated. The black man done got a bunch of massage parlors trafficking women from Africa, trafficking women from the Caribbean, because they do it to their own people. We're not doing that as black men. See, this is what we're pointing out. You criminalize us for any little thing. Black man have a cell phone in his hand, you ready to blow him away. But you have not one time went in these illicit massage parlors. You have not one time did anything to these people coming across the border, these other men who breaking federal law. See, Democrats, you're going to have to answer those questions. Because Boulay Martin and the gang and Joy Reid and Jamel Hill and all of them and D.L. Hughley, all the shills, they're not going to present it to you like that. Like I'm going to present it to you. This is why you don't want to talk to me. You don't talk to me because I'm going to put it where you can hear me. And you have to give an account. And you can't give an account to black men why all these other people can commit criminality. You're giving RICO cases to rappers. And the worst thing these rappers are doing, a lot of them is dealing with gangs. But a lot of them don't have human trafficking rings. A lot of them not in the process of trafficking people over the border. I mean, it's a major federal crime. Halfway talk about an incident that happened. He may not even been there, but he heard about it and you ready to bring him in. This is what black men are talking about. So how you gonna come to black men with anything? Then you don't prioritize the black man with working so we can provide for our families. You don't do that, right? Black men are the last hire and first fire on any job. All of you are intimidated by us. We just stand there minding our business. And you intimidated, and your intimidation and fear causes your racism and different actions that's done to us as black men. So what are you going to come to black men about? Why are you a viable choice? You understand? And I know. Those of you who sniff Elmer's glue, I know. Well, what are Republicans going to do? Is the Republicans begging for the black male vote right now? And if the Republicans come to us about the vote, I'll come to them the same way. I have the same response. Why are you allowing all this criminal? I thought y'all was tough on crime, Republicans. How you got that? Any of that in your state? You supposed to be the law and order party. How is that going on? And I'm telling you right now, I live in Texas. It's going all over the place in Houston. So where is the Texas Department of Public Safety and all these different groups to run up in all these parlors and start hauling them on out of there and putting them in jail? Brother just standing out in the corner, you ready to run up on him. Pull a brother over for a traffic stop and there's about 5 cops gonna show up for one black man. So no, Republicans can't even say nothing either. So yeah, you in trouble with black men. Then, well, you do not talk about lineage-based reparations. Remember, only 49% of Democrats support reparations. So you can't even say, hey, look, we support reparations. We gonna get y'all reparations. That's gonna really help out the black men, the black family. So if you can just come out and vote for us, we can get that done for you. But you don't support it like that, like you should. If you was truly the black man's friend, we would see that Democrats support reparations at 90% across the board. We would see the Democrats' messaging be lineage-based reparations, cash payments. That's what we would see, and we don't see it. Y'all still on benign and neglect. So, and that's fine. Be on the benign neglect. I'm good with you. But we're going to benign and neglect you when it comes to voting. That's all. There's no issues, no problem. But let's continue. So it said Robinson, said that black men are sporadic or non-voters in multiple battleground states. He added that the Democratic Party was too focused on conservative-leaning white women. And that was a dumb move, too. You're going to try to pick off the women of the Conservative Party? They are so tied in with their men, they believe in maintaining white supremacy, even if it hurts them. That's how conservative white women feel. Listen, conservative white women is not for the LGBT. Conservative white women is not for getting rid of your kids, at least not openly. Now they'll go sneak to the clinic now. Oh, I'm not saying they don't do it. They'll do it, but they don't do it openly, right? Conservative leaning white women is not for open borders. They're not for that. So how are you going to try to get conservative leaning white women? See, y'all work so hard to get people that you're not going to get, and you literally got the black community right there. All you got to do is give them a few things they're asking for, and you got them. But you don't do anything for them. And this is why you keep losing, and this is why you keep failing. And as I told you before, Every day you're losing more and more voters because life is happening. That civil rights generation that's in our community, life is happening. You know, they're going on to meet the Lord. And that's another voter that's not for you. And now you're going to have to, every election cycle, you feel in the vice grip, go around the proverbial neck of the Democrat Party. It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter because you're going to have to deal with us. You understand? And you don't want to. So your strategy is, well, let's flood the zone with immigrants. Well, they can't vote. So how good is that? The only thing the immigrants can do is do low-skilled labor for you, and you don't have to pay them much. But when it comes to the political part, you can't really do much for them. But let's continue. They said that, we have to meet them, they mentioned black men, where they are, and we have to show them why the political process matters and what we have accomplished that benefits them. Now, that's a Cedric Richmond. It says senior advisor at the Democratic National Committee. Cedric, let me say something to you, bro. It's not the political process that black men have a problem with. It's do-nothing politicians. That's what it is. And you don't do anything for the black community. So, once again, benign neglect us, we benign neglect you. That's the way that's going to work. It's quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Gone are the days where we just serve you like a slave, because the black community has been the best slave. On the plantation fields of America, they was the best slave. That's why you ran over there to go get black folk. They can deal with the elements. They were great workers. They were smart. They were innovators. They were builders. That's why you got them. Okay? And then when you allowed black people to vote, then they start being your political slaves, not getting anything, just like on a plantation, they didn't get anything, but yet benefiting you and giving you power, giving you wealth and everything else that go along with you being in power, just like during slavery. Black people did all the work. You got all the wealth. You got the power. You got everything. It's political slavery and physical slavery on the plantation, the exact same thing. And black people are waking up and coming off of the political slavery that they have been doing. See, a slave just gives something and it benefits everybody. A man or a woman that respect themselves say, I'm not doing crap unless I'm getting something out of it. It's just that simple. And see, you feel, look at these uppity black folks, not to say another word. How dare these uppity black folks demand something? How dare they? This is what the Democrats say behind the scenes. We are uppity. We need to wait. Means you're not getting nothing. We need to have hope. Means you're not getting nothing. We got to get in there so we can make change. Means you're not getting nothing. Then you say, give something for the black community. Then when they write something on their website for the black community, they say the black community, black. Then you start seeing the trick language, minorities, people of color, distressed communities. You understand? Urban. But they always start off talking black, and then they rope everybody else in to what we're talking about. Now, speaking of Trump, thinking about him, I went reread his platinum plan, and I know he had no problem saying black in his platinum plan, but we rejected that. I'm talking about as a community, we rejected that because we couldn't stand if it was coming from Trump, because we as black people got to have them folks like us like that. And they say mean words to us. Oh my Lord, like we never heard mean words said to us. But I had to think at the same time, the majority of us don't have a business mind. People in business, they're like, I don't care if I don't even like him, but if I'm gonna get something out of him for what I got going on. We so emotionally driven, that's why we in trouble. See, black people as a collective act like an emotional woman. And this is why God wanted a man and a woman together, because women are naturally emotional. That's what they do. Men are naturally about dealing with things that's not in emotion, dealing with order, dealing with facts, etc. Right? And emotions and all that has its perfect place. But when it comes to facts and order and procedure and things like that, that's how we should move like what a traditional man should move when it comes to politics. I can care less about if that dude like me or not. I don't care if he's even racist. So I'm not living with him. I'm not going to his house and he's not coming to mine. But all I care about is you do something for my community. You can call me the N-word all day. Care less. Do something for my community. You can call me the N-word while you signing a bill for my community. Don't care. You don't like me, I don't like you either. So we both okay. But you go give me something, I'm good with that. Versus somebody that say, oh, well, I'm cool with y'all. I like y'all, but don't do nothing for you. Now, continuing. Cedric here has said that Biden, his administration will focus on making black voters aware of how they benefited from Biden's administration policies. Sir, how have we benefited? Let's go back to why black folks even came out en masse to vote. It was during the uprising of George Floyd. We watched that horrendous video of George Floyd losing his life at the hands of the race soldier. Black folks came out to vote, and black folks said specifically, not even about reparations. Reparations were floated, but it wasn't really the mantra like that. It was getting rid of qualified immunity for the race soldiers. And black folks said, look, you got to get rid of this because they need to be reined in. They're going too far. They've been going too far for years. So the black community came out and vote during the pandemic. They gave you Democrats the House. They gave you Democrats the Senate. They gave you Democrats the presidency. You got in there. What's the first thing you started doing? Something major you started doing. You went in there, started criminalizing black people so you could finesse to do the Asian hate crime bill. Black folks didn't come out in mass to vote for that. Now, did they? If you'd have been running on that, black folks like, I'm good. I'm sitting at home. You came in, shut down the Keystone Pipeline, put a lot of black men out of work. Because there were black men on social media complaining they lost their job because of y'all. But they were feeding their families, right? So y'all hurt those black men. You know, you have it open borders. You're hurting black men with that, bringing all these men, a bunch of men, to the city. You literally bringing a standing army to cities, not women and children, but grown freaking men, young men, military age men, you allow into this country. And it's hurt black men. We focus on black men today. Of course, we know about the black, whatever hurts the black man, hurts the black woman, hurts the black children. So just because I don't want y'all starting that, because, you know, some of them in our community feel that you don't want to play that gender crap. I'm not playing gender. We're talking about what the focus is today is black men. Whatever hurts black men, hurt us all, right? You done nothing with qualified immunity. Nothing. You BS, you BS, you BS. You used Joe Manchin, you used Kristen Sinema to blame them for why y'all wasn't going to do anything. But when it came to the Asian hate crime bill, all of a sudden, Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, they had no problem with going along with it. Well, like, what have y'all really done? The black community didn't come out for you to give $113 billion to Ukraine, and you won't give a dime to black America for reparations? They didn't come out and vote for that. So what have y'all done for black people? Because from what I see, you haven't done anything. All you're doing is trying to finesse the black vote, and that's not going to work. Once again, go ask some other people you let in here for votes. Go ask the Asians. Go ask everybody else that you prioritizing. Go ask the Ukrainians to vote for you. Leave us alone. You haven't done nothing for us. You did something for the Asians and you're not going to try to get the Asian vote? Where's the super PACs to try to get the Asian vote, to mobilize Asians? Where is it? I haven't heard of a PAC to mobilize Asians. Where is the PACs to mobilize to the Hispanic vote? You don't do anything like that. You just keep coming to us, got all this money to spend to try to get us to come vote. Like we the only one in the country, like it used to be, just black and white. It's not like that no more. Go to these other groups. Go talk to them. Now let's continue. They say a poll from May showed Biden was bleeding black voter support, as only 41% of black adults said they wanted Biden to run for a second term. And just 55% said they would likely support him in a general election. That number's way too high. And say these figures starkly contrast with his first few months in office, with 9 out of 10 black voters approved of the job he was doing. They continue to say there is a slow leaking of black men from the base because the issues that they care about aren't being addressed. That's a Brandon Snyder, executive director of Detroit Action. He said, we have politics that were created by both Democrats and Republicans that don't get to the heart of what our community cares about. But we want to talk about the Democrats. The Democrats are the one that's trying to get our votes. No, they don't talk about what we care about. Because if they talk about what we cared about, then the Democrat Party will be pushing reparations. What do Democrats say? Well, reparations is kind of politically divisive. Everything that we want is divisive. When we wanted to get off the plantations, that was divisive. When we wanted to get out the black codes, that was divisive. When we wanted to stop sharecropping, that was divisive. When we had the Great Migration, that was divisive. When we stood against racism, white supremacy in the civil rights era, that was divisive. Ending Jim Crow, that was divisive. Moving in neighborhoods not of our own, that's divisive. Anything that we have ever done in this country is divisive. So miss me on that reparations is divisive crap. Because it doesn't matter. We know you. Listen, I know you. It's on divisive because you have a internalized hatred of the black man and woman of America and definitely throughout the world. That's why it's divisive. It don't matter it don't matter even if what black folks are talking about is right. You have an internalized hatred and you so used of it that you don't even know how you even operate it sometimes. It's so easy for you. It's like breathing because it's cultural. It's your culture. It's taught in your household. You got places that black folks don't even live. The sticks of America, where a lot of you live. And yet we're not even there in a room with you and you're talking about us. A lot of us don't even live in your towns. Don't even come around you like that. And you're still calling us names and all kind of things. We're not there, rent free in your head and in your mouth. Black folk. I just done a video on the Black Congregation channel about this white supremacist Becky talking about if she passed away, she gonna come back and haunt black people and make them pick her cotton. Now, there was no black person in the room. She said she gonna work the black people until they die of thirst. That's what she say she gonna do. There was no black people in the room. Yet this is what they do when they're among each other. Like I said, that is a cultural thing. It's not isolated incidents. I told you, I'm going to keep telling you. By the age of 2, that's when they first start saying the N-word. Why? Because they say it in their house and children, learn to talk around that age. They pick up on it. This is why when your child go to daycare or school or wherever, and your child tells you about that child heard that in their house. That's why they say that. That child knows nothing about hating anybody. You understand? So when it comes to the black male vote, it's not in the pocket. See, you have a lot of black women that will vote for y'all. I mean, you do, because you can kind of finesse them with programs. See, you can say, oh, well, we get, the Republicans get in there, they're going to cut off your food stamps and welfare, or they're going to cut off this social entitlement, that social entitlement. So a lot of women will get fearful and say, yeah, I need to vote Democrat. But see, one thing about men, we get nothing. We get no social entitlements whatsoever. We can't have a kid and get food stamps, welfare, and Section 8. We can't do that. Women can, but we can't. So you can't approach us with that. You got to approach us actually giving us something. And black men are so tired of a lot of you. Black men are tired of the agendas that you're pushing. And you know the main agenda they're pushing. Black men are tired of that. Even black men in the continent of Africa are making laws and standing up against that agenda. You think what them black men are doing in the African continent against that agenda, it doesn't really reflect on us? In this country, the only reason y'all get away with a lot more is because y'all in power and y'all beat everybody down with that situation. But black men is not really for that. Black men will want to see their families straight. Black men want to make sure that we can take care of our families. You want to do something for black men? Get rid of qualified immunity. If you're talking about black men, trust me, getting rid of qualified immunity, a lot of black men will probably come out and vote for you. Matter of fact, I know they would. They say, man, Democrats are all right. They got rid of qualified immunity. I'm going to go vote for them. But you don't want to end it. And you can't tell me nothing because you had the House and the Senate and the presidency. So don't say nothing like that you couldn't have done anything. You didn't want to. Because call it what it is, Democrat Party. You don't want to see black men doing well either. You love to play this game about the Republicans are so racist. Ooh, look at the racist Republicans. Ooh, look at the Confederate flags. Look at all. No, the Republicans just out up front with how they feel. You feel just like them within your heart. You're just not brave enough. You're cowardly, because that's what you are. In your heart, you feel just like they feel. But they at least brave enough to be upfront with it. And I can respect a Confederate flag waving white supremacist, because at least I know where he stands and he's true to it. I don't respect a smile in my face. I'm your friend, but in your heart, you feel no different than that Confederate flag waving white supremacist or storm the Capitol white supremacist. You feel the exact same way. You won't go do it, but you understand them, you relate to them. And this is why all these people January the 6th that stormed the Capitol. Now, the Biden administration is over the Department of Justice. How come them people aren't being hauled in mass and giving them football numbers that black people are getting? Because you can't say Trump is in office and Trump is in his Justice Department giving slaps on the wrist. Biden Justice Department is in charge. He can go after all of them and get them some time. Especially when you got them on video, right? And a lot of them were on video. And yet they barely trickling in on what's happening with them. But that would have been black folk. Well, first of all, we wouldn't have made it that far because they would have pulled out every new weapon they got to mow us down. There would have been a mass a genocide of black folk that day. They were storming the Capitol on live TV. The whole world saw what they were doing. The whole world. And they did not pick up one firearm except the one brother that was defending the Capitol with the Ashley Babbitt female. And they were mad that he did that. He did his actual job like he was supposed to do. She wasn't the only one that was supposed to get double tapped. It was a bunch of them that should have got it because they shouldn't have been in the Capitol, storming the Capitol. So you Democrats feel no different than they do. You just cowards. You want to play the finesse game with black people. But at the end of the day, that's the reason why you don't do nothing for black people, because you feel like them. And they say they don't want to do nothing for black people. So you can miss me with all that black male voter turnout. Listen, y'all keep listening to Boulay Martin at them luncheons he go to. You listen to D.L. Hughley in the luncheons y'all invite him to. You keep listening to them like they got the pulse of black men. Those dudes, they don't know black men at all. They don't talk to real black men. They don't know anything. It's sad D.L. Hughley has ruined his legacy as a beloved comic in our community to go become a shield of the Democrats. Don't ruin your legacy by doing that, brothers and sisters. Especially when people already loved you already. Don't ruin it with nothing like that. It's okay for you to stand up for the people, but don't become a shield for the Democrats. Don't do that. Because one thing the Democrats going to do is cast you aside in the end. Well, black men, take a stand. If they don't give you nothing, then if they benign and neglect us, then we benign and neglect them. They don't give us our lineage-based cash reparations, then we don't vote for them. It's just that simple. We're not playing no more. When it comes to us as men, we need a whole lot of things. Ending qualified immunity, reparations. That's two things we need off the rip. Ending this mass incarceration of black men. Nonviolent offenses shouldn't see a prison time for nobody, personally. Prison only should be for violent offenders. All these black men locked up, and you got a lot of them locked up for marijuana. But yet y'all legalizing it all over the country. Every man that's locked up for some marijuana should be let out today and their records wiped clean. Nobody should be locked up for that crap. I mean, please. A lot of black men all over the country don't believe in no Democrat Party. And why? Because y'all do nothing for us anyway.